Why are you so afraid to sell your art? Didn't you already put in the time to make it? Didn't you already take the time to learn just how to do this craft? Why do you assume it's going to be a terrible experience? Welcome to Art Mentor. My name is Sean, and today I'm going to annihilate all of your fears that you've heard about selling your product or selling your service, because most of your fears are totally irrational and will never happen to you, friend. But so many people are so afraid of these boogeymen, so make sure it's not you, friend, and I want to tell you why. Now, can we start off by talking about the biggest boogeyman in the room? I'm talking about the thing that you don't want to have happen to you the most. And to illustrate this story and why this isn't a concern for you, I'm going to tell you the first time that I ever got scammed. When I first started out taking commissions and working with private clients, I worked with a client once who had me draw this like anime-ish fox girl. I was just getting started, probably got paid like $40, something stupid like that. So we agreed that I would go ahead and I would get paid after the sketch was approved, after the line art was approved. And then naturally, of course, it came to time for me to go ahead and ask for payment. I said, here you go, here's your sketch. And naturally, what do you think would happen? They just ghosted me. Now look, when this happens to most artists, what do? You get angry, you feel scorned, you feel resentful, right? But then I kind of shifted the focus. I'm gonna tell you why scamming is not that big of a concern for you. Because I realized very simply that that was my problem and not theirs. You see, one of the number one things that you have to understand is that you getting scammed is almost always going to be the product of your poor procedures. So if you are creating the situation in which case you are going to get taken advantage of because you're going to start to do labor before you get payment, y'all are putting the cart before the horse. You can't do this, y'all. This is an us problem, not a them problem. This is the most common reason why people get scammed. And to be honest, you're not getting scammed. You are scamming yourself. Listen, y'all, when you have really solid, robust procedures in place for how you interact with clients and how you get payment and how you update them, y'all will not get scammed. The reason here is just because you're not qualifying your clients. But when you do, this won't be a concern for you. Now, do you want some mega advice on how to never get scammed? Because here it comes. Now, let's go ahead and talk about what scares most artists into using predatory art platforms. I'm talking artistry. I'm talking artisan clients. I'm talking any platform that you're currently flocking to where they supposedly will handle every step of that process. And why is that? It's because you want protection. It's because you want security, right? And what do you want security from? Say with me now. Chargebacks. Are you afraid of getting a chargeback on your account? Are you afraid of rendering all of this work and labor and then you deliver it to the client and then boom, what do? Then they ask for the money back. They ask for a refund. And you're probably going to say things like, oh, well, this platform always sides with the client, or this isn't anything that I can do anything about. I don't want to get taken for a ride, so I'm just not going to do it, right? Y'all, this is a totally irrational fear. I'm going to tell you why. Because the reason why you're getting a chargeback is because you're not qualifying your client. Y'all, I just really need to ask you this because I literally want to know this. Whoever started this? Well, I have my own theory, and here's what it is. People with totally unprofessional practices. So my friend, do you have some robotic method that you're using to get your clients? Are you just taking anybody's money that comes your way, slides into your DM and says, hey, I'd love to get XYZ commissioned. Can you do that for me? Sure, here's my PayPal. So don't be afraid of getting a chargeback unless you have really bad practices. Y'all, I promise you this. If you actually have a conversation with your client and you qualify them and you talk through your ideas with them, scammers will not do this. It is totally scammer repellent for them to have to talk about their ideas, and you're gonna sniff it out. You're gonna be like, oh, that smells like a scam. I knew it. So I have been propositioned so many times by these potential scammers. So stop using that excuse from getting out there and making some money, because you deserve to, friend, because your artwork is awesome. So let me tell you about the most popular platform that you're probably gonna hear a lot of flack from. I'm talking about the big payment method that you're probably scared to death of using. You're afraid of getting chargebacks. You're afraid of getting scammed. You're afraid of losing all your money and all your time into it too. What am I talking about right now? Say it with me, talking about PayPal, okay? Are you afraid of using PayPal? Because I'm gonna tell you this. I have been utilizing this one singular platform, like so many artists like me that have been freelancing for this period of time or just get into it. And y'all, I just need to quell your anxieties about this. It is not going to be an issue unless you make it an issue, okay? There's a lot of credible, and I gotta give some credibility to this. There's definitely some grounded concerns, but here's what they are, okay? Number one, don't do not safe for work. It's not allowed per their terms of service, so you can't do that. Number two, don't keep a balance on your PayPal if you're gonna be only using it to receive money, because that looks kind of weird when all of a sudden you're getting all this money and then you're just hoarding it there. That sets off some alarms, okay? And then number three on here too, make sure that you're getting that money and then you're transferring it right out. That's gonna stop all those big alarms from going off. If you just utilize these simple practices, you're gonna be okay. But I want you to really understand what you're doing by not utilizing PayPal or not setting up just any payment method at all. It doesn't have to be PayPal, it could be Squarespace, it could be any other payment platform that you choose to. But really what you're doing here is you're just making an excuse, friend. Again, if you're afraid of being scammed, of being taken advantage of having a terrible experience, or if you have had a terrible experience, I just want to ask you this: why haven't you just considered, could it be your procedures? Could it be your qualification methods? Could it be where you're getting your clients from too? Like for example, like Instagram is crawling with tons of bots and tons of scammers. Are you still using this terrible platform? Because I'm gonna tell you why in this video right here down below. And by the way, if you like really actionable content like this and that too, make sure that you like and subscribe to my channel, because I'm all about empowering you with real actionable advice, things that you can do. And if you need help getting set up in your process and in your procedures, I also offer one-on-one mentoring. You can check out the link down below in my description, because it's changed the lives of so many artists just like you, and I would love to help and work with you too. All right, y'all, I wanted to tell you the biggest power move I ever played. This one single method I'm gonna talk to you about easily allowed my entire career to take off, my clients to get better, and all of my prospects to soar. And here's what I did. Y'all, about 2 years ago, what I did was I took down all of my pricing sheets. I took down all of my commission sheets. I got rid of my stupid card websites. And if you're using any of these, I want to encourage you to do the same, because here's why. When I stopped doing this, this gave me the complete flexibility to go ahead and price fairly, and I could go ahead and I could adapt it to what I wanted to do and what clients were presenting me with. And it easily allowed me to quadruple the amount of money that I used to make. I'm gonna read your mind right now, woo, right? So you're gonna say things like, oh, Sean, but that's gonna scare off my clients, or what if no one buys from me, or what if it's too much for them? Y'all, you need to really reconsider your entire frame of mind about this, because I just wanna ask you this, y'all. Is being an artist the same as being a Walmart employee or being a Chick-fil-A employee? Why do you think that your efforts are worth a certain amount of money per hour? No, friend, it doesn't work like that, okay? You need to produce the perception of a luxury product with a luxury service, okay? Because that is what art is. And you provide an amazing experience for your customers, or at least you want to if you're looking to get started, but you're afraid to because of this, okay? If you immediately start off with having a client lock onto your artwork and not your pricing, you are immediately setting yourself up for not getting scammed, but also not getting disappointed with the amount of money that you're making, and it allows you so much more flexibility. Now, you're probably still combating this, especially if you're new, okay? And I get you on that, but I just wanna offer you this. Can you just go ahead and call up an architect and say, hey, how much is it to build a house? Can you call up a mechanic and say, how much is it to fix a car? No, you can't do that. Why? Because they have to come out. They have to see the job. They have to employ certain questions and procedures to be able to come up with an appropriate pricing quote. But you, Fred, you're just gonna be like, any character in the world, $52. Why? Why would you do that? Not all jobs are one size fits all. So neither should your pricing, but your pricing sheets are holding you back. You gotta get out of this really bad, toxic, poverty-ridden mindset that is holding you back. Have you ever considered that? And if you're afraid to do that, friend, I'm here to really champion you doing it. Pull the trigger. All right, y'all, we gotta talk about another big, nasty boogeyman in the room, and this is definitely a more relevant one in this day and age at the time I'm recording this. Now listen, you might already be afraid that what you do isn't good enough, or if clients will want to buy it, right? And then this big nasty beast walked into the room, and it's called AI, right? And you might be thinking to yourself now, oh, but Sean, I think AI is so much better than me, or oh, look at how much faster they can do it, right? Y'all, you're saying the wrong things and you're asking yourself the wrong questions, because you're honestly starting to think to yourself, okay, what's the point of me doing this? Why would any buy from me when they can buy from them? Why would they pay this much when they can get so much cheaper from them? Y'all, there are 8 billion people on planet Earth, and there's like 1.5 million registered users on Midjourney. Safe to say that the odds are in your favor that there are plenty of people in the world to supply every artist that's gonna watch this video with at least a couple clients a month. And just FYI, our populations are growing, they're not dwindling, so you're gonna be okay. Now, listen, you don't have to be afraid of this. Y'all, I just really wanna ask you this. What's the root of this issue? It's right here. You're just insecure about it, and I get you, okay? And that's why when you put your product out there, you put your service out there, okay? You're going to feel a lot of things that come up, and you're gonna dredge up a lot of age-old feelings, okay? And you really need to combat this, and I wanna offer you this counter rhetoric here. What can you do that machines can't? Like, for example, you can provide extreme specificity. You can provide things that are very detailed and extremely to the T to what a human would actually want. That's why people come to you, because they have really specific narratives, because they have really specific characters, because they have really specific scenes. That is the beauty in working with a human artist just like you. You can do all of this, and machines can't, and they suck at it, and they'll never be able to outdo you, friend. You have to remember and believe this and question this too. Your number one question that you should ask isn't, why should I do this when this can? No, friend. Your bigger question is this: what can I do that it can't? See how I reverse that? That's a power move for you. And that's why you're always gonna have more prospects and more money to be made off of selling your art. Now, when it comes to you putting yourself out there and selling yourself online, one major thing that I wanna really critique a lot of artists on is the fact that they act like they're polygamous. And really bad ones, and here's what I mean. Y'all probably have a lot of loves, don't you? You got a lot of interests. Maybe you like fantasy, and you like sci-fi, and you like realism, and you like anime, and all this stuff. And so you're gonna go ahead and be an artistic polygamist, and you're gonna think, wow, Sean, I need to just multiply my love and not divide it. But y'all, here's really the issue here, is that you're just afraid to narrow down and focus. Instead of you just locking on to the one and finding the one that you wanna have a monogamous relationship with there, you really are just concerned that you are gonna put all of your eggs into one basket and you're gonna drop that basket and all your eggs are gonna crack, right? But y'all, here's what I want to let you know. You just need to go ahead and focus on to one thing. There are so many artists. Tell me if this is you down below. Are you afraid of niching down because you're afraid that you're gonna limit your prospects? Are you afraid of hyper-focusing onto one specific area because you think that there's a possibility that you could fail? But that's it. You're just afraid that you're gonna fail on it. It's not that niching down is going to limit your prospects, it's actually going to expand them. Think about it like this, y'all. What is more powerful? A flashlight or the laser? Obvious, right? Lasers can cut through freaking anything. And so can you. You can cut through your own self-doubts by niching down. You're gonna have more products to show, you're gonna have more experience to show it in, and you're gonna attract more clients by showing more of what you're actually capable of doing. This is a major power move that I wish more artists starting out would listen to. So listen though too, if you're afraid of you getting boxed in, y'all, just hear me out on this. You can expand outwards, okay? You don't have to stay locked in there forever. I used to do sci-fi and military stuff, okay, when I first started out. And obviously, as you're watching this artwork right now, I'm not in there anymore. I'm in fantasy and D&D, and that's what I love. But here's the way that you expand outwards. Go ahead and conquer one niche and then move into another, okay? But when I say that, I don't mean like just get one commission. I mean like do it for a couple of years. Choose one that aligns to you, that you are really stupidly passionate about, and just ask yourself this: would I be okay with making that niche artwork for the next couple of years and have no regrets about it, especially if I got paid good money? If the answer is yes, that's where you should go, friend. If you need help finding which one might work for you, I got a video right down here for you. Check it out. Y'all, I used to have conversations with clients all the time, and I would get super excited about it, and I would get really enthused about the prospect of what do I do, and I'm gonna be able to do this, and I'm gonna get this amount for it, and it's gonna be an incredible opportunity for me, right? And have you ever had this too? And then what happens? You get a no, or that's too expensive, or they ghost you, right? And here's what I'll let you know, y'all. You need to earn the no, okay? From a salesmanship perspective, you need to understand this. You're not gonna close every single sale. You're not gonna close with every single client. This is a totally unrealistic expectation, but there's so many of us that are gonna feel totally dejected and totally dismissed and completely depressed over the fact that you're not getting a client. So when this happens to you, I want to let you know this though. This is actually the best teacher for you, okay? Because this allows you then to sit back and evaluate everything. Listen, y'all, I used to get really upset about this, and then I started to look inward, and I used to say this. Instead of me getting mad at the client, I would turn around and say, okay, what do I need to do next time? That conversation went pretty well, but I could have pitched it a little bit better like this. Or, hey, I could have went ahead and made this look a little bit more positive. I could have added a little bit more enthusiasm there. Y'all, when you really think about how you're gonna be selling yourself and how you're approaching yourself, how you're marketing yourself, that's really the key clutch thing. And every single time that you get a no is an opportunity for you to reevaluate it. Or even if you do get a no and you have the most horrific sales pitch, okay? That is an opportunity at least for you to practice. Have you ever thought about it like that? Because you're really not wasting time on that note, okay? If you have like a 30% close rate, that's perfectly fine and normal. Y'all think about it like this. If you're a professional NBA player, you miss a basket 60% of the time and you're still a millionaire. If you are a professional MLB player, you strike out 70% of the time. And you're an all-star at that ratio too, by the way. So why do you think, as an artist, that you have to close 100% of the time? You're totally setting yourself up with just unrealistic expectation for failure. Don't do this, friend. Now, if you're looking to set yourself up, sell your services, to start working with clients, and to make a living for yourself on your artwork, I've got the perfect video for you to get over these fears and to start doing this the right way. Check out my business guide right here. I'm gonna tell you everything you need to do and definitely not do to be a success. See you next time.